Hi guys, it's Rob G out here in Surprise, Arizona. I'm a member of a local build group called azhunters.com, and I'm going to go over a single barrel LED spotlight. A couple of weeks ago we had a little meeting over at Heat Seek Labs in Mesa, Arizona, and I kind of led this little build here, so I'm going to kind of go over what can be done and how to do this. So these are the necessary tools you're going to need. Cordless drill, or drill with the cord in it, or a drill press if you happen to have that. Dremel, utility knife, small screwdriver. Use my little Fright Prop screwdriver. Wire cutters, a hand rivet tool, or a hand rivet gun. Pliers or flat pliers. I had these already, so just a little Sharpie marker. Pipe cutter. Possibly you'll need a needle nose, a reamer, a little hole punch, and some stepless drill bits. I bought a 3-pack over at Harbor Freight, and the only one I really need to use is a 1/8, so I don't need the other two. The drill bit size I'm using is a 3/16. Oops, camera almost fell. You're also going to need some rivet nuts. I ordered these through Amazon. The size is 8/32. That's the thread size too. And I noticed the number 8mm actually does fit it. So what I have here is a little thumb screw with a washer and a little lock washer on it too, and a little L bracket. So this is not the LED. This is the barrel that I saw online. There's another gentleman that actually posted a video a while back, and this is where I got his idea from, and just kind of modified it for my own use. So, like I said, you can use a little L bracket. Let me grab this all together. Obviously there's no wire in this one right now, but I'm just kind of showing for demonstration purposes. So, you know, maybe screw it down to a piece of wood or your fence, what have you, and you can kind of adjust this to whatever height or direction you want it in to have a little spotlight on your individual prop. Now this no way does flood your whole front yard. It's just for an individual item. So that's it for that. So the gentleman who had his video was using a brass tubing. It's 932 by 0.014. You can pick this up over at Ace or True Value. Home Depot or Lowe's, I didn't find them there, so maybe I wasn't looking in the right department, but I couldn't find them there. So went back to Ace and picked up one. A little pricey. I believe it comes in either 12 or 14 inches in length. I can't remember exactly the size of that, but it was like $5, so a little pricey. So if you need to only make a handful, yeah, you can go this route. It's the easiest way to do it. But if you want to make a whole bunch like I wanted to, I found a little different direction. I was hunting around Home Depot, and I came across a garden center, and I found this tomato stake or garden stake they have in the garden center. And I said, okay, I'm going to buy one because I wasn't too sure if it was hardened plastic or what was it in the casing here, if it was metal or what have you. So it is, go to the side of it because I already cut it. There is aluminum tube in there. So let me grab my utility knife. Be careful when you're using your utility knife. Grab my utility knife, and I just kind of slice it down. That's all I got to do. Put it away. Don't want to cut myself. And it comes apart pretty easily. Strips right apart. So as you see right there, this is just the general idea. So it is pretty much almost a similar diameter in comparison to the brass. And that was really cheap. I think it was only like $1.30 for a one piece, and I was like, I think it's 50 inches. But on the ends of that stake, it's not metal all the way through. There's two little plastic caps on the edge, so I think it actually measures out to 47 inches total. for the metal piece. So I already cut one down. Just cut down one little piece. I'm using my other ones I already cut already as a guide, so I already pre-marked the barrel. Grab my little pipe cutter. Try to follow where I marked it at. And if it's not exact, that's fine. You know, home hunters, nothing's exact. So, twist and turn, and it pops off pretty easily. So, there it goes. It pops right off. So there's the barrel cut with that. So the reason why I'm going to use my drill bit, I have a jig here. You're going to make fun of my jig. Just extra piece of wood I had laying around my garage. It had some quarter round I went ahead and glued and kind of measured already. You kind of want to have it tight as much as possible as if you're setting up your jig. So I already have it pre-marked where you're going to drill two separate holes, one there and one at the end for your rivet nut. Now I'm just going to do a little with my hole punch here, so your drill bit has somewhere to set on as you're drilling as best you can, and just slide out everywhere. There we go. Oh, it moved on me. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to stand up for this one. Put my drill bit right there. Try to get this in camera view. There we go. Oops. All right. And let the drill bit do the work. Don't force it too much. If you do, you're going to tear it quite a bit and kind of hurt yourself. So, do you want to remind you to wear safety glasses as you're working with metal or any type of wood, so no shards get in your eyes or your skin or what have you. So there is a little bit of a burr there, and if you don't happen to have a Dremel, you can use a little needle nose pliers. Try to tear off as much as you can and shave it down as best you can. That's why I have my little Dremel. There we go. And it does get warm pretty quick too, so be a little careful. I grab my little hole punch, and there may be some shards of metal in there too, so try to shave as best I can out. So it's not the prettiest, but it works. Grab my flat pliers, try to center as best I can, and flatten down. So you kind of get the idea where it's going in the direction now. We have another piece of wood I've been using. Grab my hole punch. Kind of center as best as I can. Come on, stay. There we go. Cool. So now my bit has somewhere it can rest on. So I'm going to hold it down tightly. Whoops. There we go. Goes right through. I'm going to switch up my bit real quick to the 1/8 stepless bit. I usually have another drill, but that battery's completely dead and I gotta buy a new one, so that's why I'm switching back and forth. So as you see, there's going to be some metal shavings. The reason why I am going to use a stepless bit instead of another larger size drill bit is I'm having a difficult time to find diameter that's the same as this rivet nut. It's either too large or too small, and when I'm using a larger drill bit, I'm noticing that I'm actually tearing the metal off really quick, and it's torn in half or it's big chunks missing, and there goes all your work for that one single barrel. So I found it a little easier using a stepless bit because you just do it little by little. I'll go a little higher speed there. I don't know if you can see through the video here, but there is shards of metal flaking off. And I gotta switch my battery out. It's dead. There we go. Almost there. That should do it right there, I feel. Yep. Okay. Now, you don't have to use a rivet nut. You can find L brackets that actually have thread in them already. And if you do that, you can use the 3/16 drill bit, like I said. Not like I said, but like I used before. And screw your thumb screw, whatever size it's going to be. I'm just following the video that the gentleman posted, so you're going to put your rivet nut on this. You want flat side towards that. You don't want opposite. And when you're doing as you're squeezing down, the goal is to squeeze down so this little ribbed area here is going to mushroom up, and it's going to set the rivet nut and your barrel as one piece. So I'm going to go this direction instead. It's kind of crooked or what have you, so that does happen to happen. Grab your flat and just squeeze down again, and it straightens it right back out. Oh. Lost my camera for a second there. And squeeze down. There we go. Helps if it's on there tight. And you don't need to squeeze all the way down. Just about maybe a quarter way, and it does it. And there's your barrel. So as you see here on the video, I don't know if you can see that well, but it did mushroom up, and it's now on there pretty well. The reason why I went in this direction, why the nut's protruding out on this side where your the hole is for the wire, is because when you're putting on your thumb screw, it doesn't get in the way. So there you go. So the power supply I'm using a 12 volt 1 amp power supply, UL. I would get a regulated power supply. You can buy very cheap ones through Amazon, and not saying they don't work very well, but I kind of spent some money on my LEDs and this little project, so I want to have at least a pretty good power supply. So I found that, I think I paid $5 for the power supply, and that's right there. That's snaked into an 8-way CCTV Splitter. I'm using female CCTV adapters. So I think I have one already set up. Or oh, here it is. I have one that's already set up, but I'll show you what I did here real quick. Let me take all this off. So you're going to feed your wire down. I already twisted mine already. And this is the fun part. Not really, but yeah. Because sometimes you'll get one wire to come through and you won't get the other one wire to come through. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, especially if you have big hands. So I feel that there's probably little shards of, it's kind of hard to pull through. I think there's probably more shards of metal in there. So So you want to be careful when you're doing that. You don't want to strip your wire that easily. There you go. Or it may just be the angle where the wire is, how it's laying. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and spray paint your barrel. I have ones I already did before. I spray paint with a flat black. Really cheap spray paint over at Home Depot. I think it was like 89 cents for a can of spray paint. So yeah, you have to be 18 or older to buy spray paint. So if you're under 18, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to get it, unless your parents get it for you. Anyways, so I like to spray paint mine first, then put my wire through afterwards. You kind of want to be careful when you're setting your bulb in. You can go further down the tube if you want to, about right there, or I like to have mine right at the edge. And the reason being is the further you go down with your bulb down the tube, it gets much more narrow, and the light won't fan out as much as you want it. So I have some that are already pre-wired already. I have a red and blue one already. I'll turn the light off real quick. Kind of see those. Here's the red one, and here's the blue one. Blue one's a little brighter. Like I said, I'm going to put this one towards the end of the barrel, and it shines a little more. And if you pull it down the barrel, it's a little more narrow. So you kind of want to play where you want, how you want your bulb to set. And once you have that set, you can shoot some hot glue down here to this hole, and it's set in place. So as you're pulling and tugging, and when you're setting up your yard haunt, your garage haunt, or what have you, you won't pull the wire off the bulb, and you won't mess up your barrel there. So yeah, pretty simple, not too hard to do. So hopefully, for those who want to make one and don't want to buy the barrel LED through a big vendor and want to make your own, I think the total cost was like maybe $2.50 per barrel, including everything, and your time and effort and your tools. But pretty affordable way to do it, under $3. So there's that. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them. Thank you.